Have you ever zoomed out on Google Earth scanning the vast blue canvas of the Pacific Ocean and stumbled upon something unsettling? A massive dark shadow stretches across the water, seemingly cast by something enormous, something that doesn't appear on any map or satellite chart. What is it? A glitch? A UFO? Or something more secretive and more real than we've been led to believe? Today, we dive into one of the most mysterious visual anomalies ever captured over the Pacific Ocean by satellite imagery. This particular anomaly was first noticed by curious explorers who spend hours scrolling through coordinates on Google Earth, looking for strange landmarks, unmarked islands, or hints of classified structures. It appears to be a long, dark formation, not aligned with any known landmass, weather phenomenon, or vessel. Its length is staggering, stretching hundreds of kilometers if measured directly across. At first glance, it resembles a cloud shadow, but the positioning is all wrong. There are no clouds in the surrounding area, and it casts no gradient, just a sharp, stark darkness, as if something enormous was hovering above the surface of the Earth, blocking light in a perfect linear path. When the shadow was first shared on forums like Reddit and Google Earth Anomalies, theories exploded. Was it a cloaked ship, a UFO entering or leaving the ocean, or even the shadow of a massive invisible structure orbiting Earth? Some users pointed out that the shadow didn't move or change over several years, which ruled out clouds or aircraft. It appeared fixed, permanent, burned into the ocean's surface from the satellite's eye. Others believed it was an unlisted island, perhaps one that governments didn't want us to see. They zoomed in on coordinates, pixel by pixel, searching for elevation changes or color shifts that could suggest landmass. But nothing definitive ever showed up, just deep blue ocean and a long, eerie void cutting through it. Satellite experts and skeptics were quick to weigh in. NASA-affiliated image analysts dismissed the shadow as an image-stitching artifact, a common glitch that happens when separate satellite images are merged to create seamless maps. They argued that the shadow was likely caused by misalignment during data collection, not a real object. But not everyone was convinced. As satellite resolution improved, the shadow remained, still clearly visible in new updates. And the more people examined it, the stranger it seemed. Why was this artifact consistent across multiple platforms? From Google Earth to Bing Maps to open source NASA data. Among the more sensational theories is the idea that the shadow marks an entrance to an underwater alien base. Supporters of this claim argue that the Pacific Ocean is vast and unexplored, with over 80% of its depths still unmapped. They believe this shadow could be evidence of something large, possibly not human, entering or exiting the ocean. The shape of the shadow has fueled UFO speculation. It tapers at one end and widens at the other, resembling the classic silhouette of a flying saucer or an enormous stealth aircraft. Some theorists connect it with long-standing sightings of USOs. Unidentified submerged objects, which are like UFOs, but witnessed entering or exiting oceans. Another theory dives into black military projects, suggesting the shadow could belong to a massive secret aircraft or a cloaked vessel developed by the US military. They point to programs like the TR-3B, a rumored black triangle craft, or underwater stealth drones being tested far from the public eye. In this theory, the shadow is a side effect of experimental tech captured by accident. Skeptics call this pure fantasy. They argue the Pacific satellite imagery is not live and rarely updated, and if a ship or aircraft had caused the shadow, it wouldn't remain static over time. But believers counter that this is exactly the point, that it's not a ship moving, but a stationary object or an entrance point to something hidden beneath. While conspiracy theories attract attention, some researchers have proposed more grounded explanations. One possibility is that the shadow aligns with an uncharted submarine trench or underwater mountain range. If the ocean floor has a drastic drop or ridge, it might affect the light reflection captured by satellites, resulting in a darker region. The Pacific Ocean is home to some of the most extreme underwater formations on Earth, like the Mariana Trench. Could this shadow be a result of subsurface features combined with poor lighting angles or satellite calibration errors? It's possible. But critics point out that most known trenches are well documented, and this shadow doesn't match any of them. Another scientific suggestion is that the shadow is the result of deep ocean currents stirring up sediment. Some believe that if a massive underwater plume of silt or volcanic ash rises high enough, it might darken the water and be captured from space. Yet again, this explanation falls short because the shadow shows no diffusion, movement, or change across years of satellite data. Geologists and marine researchers have also explored the possibility of methane seeps or thermal vents causing unusual satellite readings. These vents can affect temperature and water density, which might theoretically interfere with satellite sensors. But to create a shadow that long, the phenomenon would have to be massive, on a scale never recorded. One of the most intriguing theories surrounding the Pacific Shadow is digital censorship, the idea that the shadow is not a natural phenomenon at all, but a deliberate manipulation of satellite data. Google, along with other mapping services, has been known to blur or pixelate sensitive locations, especially military installations, nuclear sites, and secretive regions. So what if this shadow is a clever way to hide something, not with a blur, but with a deceptive overlay? Instead of drawing attention with obvious censorship, this dark smear might be a camouflage block, engineered to appear like a natural glitch. It's the perfect disguise, too strange to ignore, but just ambiguous enough to explain away. Digging deeper, some independent researchers claim that earlier versions of Google Earth showed different images in this area, suggesting the shadow was added later. They compare archival satellite captures and claim the region used to be clear before a shadow inexplicably appeared around 2016-2017. This timeline has led to further speculation about new military development, underwater construction, or deep-sea mining projects being covered up. This isn't the first time a mysterious shadow has sparked worldwide curiosity. In the past decade, users have uncovered dozens of unexplained shapes across the globe using Google Earth. From strange geometric patterns in deserts to enormous underwater structures. Each time, explanations ranged from the plausible to the paranormal. In Antarctica, a massive, dark oval shape was once spotted near the coastline, believed by some to be a hidden UFO crash site. In Kazakhstan, a giant pentagram etched into the land raised questions about ancient rituals or military symbology. And in the Gobi Desert, strange grids resembling runways or coded messages puzzled observers for years. These anomalies often come and go, sometimes erased, sometimes clarified by researchers. But the shadow over the Pacific has remained unchanged. It's not near any island, not connected to any structure, and not explained by any natural formation on record. Some believe this is part of a pattern, a quiet war between transparency and secrecy, where amateur internet sleuths race to find truth using satellite tools, and powerful entities work just as hard to hide it. Whether the shadow is a digital ghost, a forgotten trench, or the marker of something deeply classified. It represents the growing tension between what we're allowed to see and what we're not. So what exactly is the shadow over the Pacific? A satellite glitch? A forgotten geological feature? Or is it something far stranger? A carefully placed visual cover-up, concealing something we're not meant to discover? Despite years of analysis, discussions, and deep dives into satellite archives, no official source has provided a definitive answer. Theories continue to evolve, from natural science to government secrecy to extraterrestrial speculation. But one thing is certain: the shadow is still there, still unexplained, still watching. And maybe that's the most unsettling part, because in a world where satellites capture every inch of our planet, the very existence of an unidentified shadow this large raises one simple, chilling question: what else is hiding in plain sight? What do you think it is? Have you ever seen something strange on Google Earth? Drop the coordinates in the comments. Let's explore them together. And if you enjoyed uncovering this digital mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the world's strangest shadows and secrets.